We're going to turn to one of many biblical women whose name does not appear in the Bible, the wife of Job. As you'll see from the handout that I gave you, 5 men and 2 women have written musical works about Job in German, it's called Hebrew, and English. But Elizabeth Hoffman is, I think, the only opera among them, and certainly the only one to focus on the wife rather than Job himself. Elizabeth is going to play a couple of short excerpts from the first act. We have that on CD. Job's wife has died because she cursed God rather than endure the tribulations her husband has to suffer. For a family wedding, she is summoned back from the dead and sings a duet with him, differing in their opinions as to whether life is too short or too long. Elizabeth, do you want to introduce the segments that you're saying? Everybody has a copy of the libretto, the section of the libretto that you're playing for, right?
First of all, thank you for inviting me. I'm humbled and honored to be here. And I'm learning so much about surrounding literature that I had no idea. Actually, I know two of the composers in the category Job's wife on Leonard's sheet here, and I did not know that they had written works on Job. But Leonard's point is appreciated, that the focus of my opera, and the opera was written with my husband at the time, James Leib, who I believe it was my idea to write a feminist opera, but after that initial discussion, he sort of took over in terms of what that would mean. He had studied religion and philosophy at Temple University with a scholar named Robert Samuelson, and our roles in producing the opera were quite separate at the time. I wrote the music and he wrote the libretto, and I don't think I fully understood the libretto until maybe this week, which is
20 years later.
It's the 20th anniversary of the opera, and the pragmatic provocation for it was that I was a graduate student at the University of Washington in Seattle, and I got a small artist grant to produce a big work, and I made this my dissertation project. And we produced the opera on a shoestring. All of the performers, with the exception of Job, were undergraduate student performers.
In Seattle?
In Seattle.
So that's the video.
That's the video.
It is on YouTube.
It is on YouTube.
So if you give us your email addresses, she'll send you the URL for it. I watched it, studied it, and found it really very absorbing, but quite long. It's almost 90 minutes long. So we're just going to hear this one segment.
Exactly.
Want to introduce it? So it starts on page 6 of the libretto, is that right?
It starts on page 6. Leonard had identified 3 interesting segments spanning the whole piece, and James, the librettist, his sense was that he pointed to 2 crucial passages, and they overlapped with Leonard's. So that was fascinating to me. But we're going to look at 4 short passages that are almost contiguous, I think, leading up to the duet. This is all from Act 1. We're starting with Job.
My love?
I believe it's the bottom of page 6. My love, don't say these things.